What's up, family? I am back with another video. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about some of the brushes and tools that I use to achieve my makeup looks. I'm not a very picky person when it comes to how I get the look done. Usually my goal is getting the look done. So I'm going to take you guys on a little adventure with some of the tools that I use to actually achieve some of my different makeup looks. So the first brushes that I'm going to show you, or tools that I'm going to show you or introduce to you, are foundation brushes. So depending on how I'm feeling and depending on the mood that I'm in, it depends on what I'm going to grab or how much of a rush I'm in. It depends on what I'm going to grab. So usually when I am putting my foundation on, most of the time I usually put my foundation on with an actual foundation brush, just to kind of just like lay everything down. So like I'll put my base down with this. So like I'll put like my mattifying primer down with this. I'll put like my under layer concealer on with this, and then I'll also use this to like put the foundation actually on my face, like in like the most even way before I get ready to buff it out. So just a flat foundation brush, and I have so many brushes like this, and I have them in different sizes too. My favorite one that I use is an e.l.f. brush, but it's not clean right now. But I use this one too, and I have a few other ones that I like to use when I'm actually like laying down like my foundation and laying down like the base of my face. And then the brushes that I like to use to like buff in my foundation is sometimes a flat top brush like this. Like this brush has a flat top, so I like it because it's like really dense. So like sometimes I'll grab this. Sometimes I'll grab my okay. So yeah. So sometimes I like to grab my this is a Real Technique buffing brush. Sometimes I'll buff my foundation in with this. And this is a e.l.f. blending brush. I grabbed this bad boy too because I really like this one as well. Yeah, these are some of my favorite brushes to use, or some of my favorite tools to use to blend in my foundation, or get that face together. And this is my ultimate go-to, and I know some people are kind of like pro brush or pro sponge, but I'm that in-between person. Like I just grab whatever, but this is what I usually grab first, like absolutely first before I ever grab a brush, and that is my Real Techniques sponge. Why am I not looking at the camera? Like, Nikka, look at the camera. My Real Techniques sponge. So my Real Techniques sponge, I got like 3 or 4 of these. Like I freaking love these things. Like it just get the job done. It's like a 6-in-1 to me. Like you can do so many things with just the sponge itself. It has that flat side and it has that pointed side to kind of get into those corners and stuff and blend out those hard to reach areas. And I use this to set my face as well. Like this is literally like probably the first thing I grab when they're clean. So my concealer brushes. So this is a brush that I like to use for my concealer brush to like blend my concealer in sometimes when I'm not on camera, when I'm doing my makeup, just like kind of like on my own without actually filming. This is a brush that I usually grab, and this is the Real Techniques blending brush, but it is a targeted brush. So it's like targeted for like a specific area, to blend like a particular area out. So I like this because this brush is like really dense too. Sometimes I blend my concealer out with my fingers, trusty hands. I like to do that sometimes. And then of course I like to use my Real Techniques sponge sometimes for that as well. And you can also blend your contour out with this brush too. I've never tried to. I barely even put like cream or liquid contour on my face. I do every now and then, but you can use that for this as well. Eye brushes that I like to use. These are my 3 that I always grab. Always grab. Is this one is a Real Techniques brush that I got in like a 4-pack. Like, I got a lot of Real Techniques brushes. I got like 4. I bought like 4 sets of these. They were like $5.99. These brushes. And this is a base shadow brush, and I just like it to just kind of get in there and just kind of blend everything out, and then I'll grab usually like a clean one of this nature to like blend out the rest. This one is oh shoot, I got this in a package, and I think I bought these. This was a set, came in a set, and this one came from I think TJ Maxx. Yeah, I think I got these brushes from TJ Maxx. But I think this is like a New York brush. And I like to use this brush to like blend and like soften everything up as well. And then my absolute favorite brush is this brush that I got when I was in hair school. It's a Muse makeup brush, and it's actual real, I think this is like real sable hair or squirrel. I don't think it's squirrel, y'all, but this hair that's on this brush is actual real animal fibers, like from an actual animal. And I've had these brushes for like 5 years, and I actually have a set of like, it's like 10 of these different kinds of brushes. But this brush right here gets the job done. I actually used this brush in my last video. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to see it, I will leave a link in the description box below. So those are some of my favorite like eye blending brushes. I like this one, which is actually a sister or cousin that came in the same pack with that blending brush. Is like my lay down brush. So like if I'm putting like any shimmer or any like some type of shadow that I need to like pack on my eye, I like to use this brush. It's flat. It's a flat brush, and it like picks up a lot. Like it picks up a lot of product, and this is also made out of real animal hair too. It's got a G on it, but I'm not sure what the G stands for. My next brush that I like to use when I am probably setting my face and setting my concealer. What is it? So I like to use this brush right here when I am setting my concealer, and I also like to use this brush, but it's not clean. It's not clean, so don't judge me. This is another Real Techniques brush. I like to use this brush as well when I am setting my concealer or setting my contour. So these types of brushes, you know, I just pack that powder on. And or my trusty Real Techniques sponge to set my concealer and or contour. I usually use, if this brush is clean and I haven't used it for my actual like foundation. And sometimes if I did use it for my foundation, I'll use it to set my face with my powder. Like, I try to use not too many brushes, so that way I don't have too many brushes to wash. So sometimes I use this as a multi-purpose brush. And of course, sometimes I'll set my face with my trusty sponge. Bronzer brushes. I usually like to use like light feathery brushes. So I have like these different brushes from Wet n Wild that I bought from Kmart. They were like $1. So sometimes like when I'm putting my bronzer on, like I'll grab one of these brushes right here. They just like little dollar brushes, and or sometimes I'll grab my e.l.f.'s Kabuki face brush, and I'll use that to like put my bronzer and my blush and stuff on. So these are some of the brushes that I like to use for like bronzer and blush. You know, I'm not really big on highlight But if I do highlight, I like to use one of my stippling brushes for highlight. So like this is a Real Technique stippling brush. So I'll just like dip the brush like that, and like it'll pick up the particles like on the tip, and then I'll just lightly like feather it across, you know, the high points of my face for highlight. If I wear highlight, I barely ever wear highlight. It's very rare that you would catch me with a highlight on, but if you do catch me with a highlight on, I was feeling good that day and I had time that day to actually put highlighter on. Yeah, brushes because they cute, and they came in usually they come in a pack. And this brush is a Kinsey brush that I actually got in a, I think I got this in like a 4-pack. So I think it's like maybe 4. No, I think it's 5 of these. This, and this. Yeah, I bought these like in a 4-pack, and I think I picked these up from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I think it was like $8 for a pack. Look, I am that bargain shopper when it comes to brushes. I hear a lot of people talking about like the Sigma brushes and like the Morphe brushes and stuff like that. I have not expanded my collection, you know, in that way just yet. I'm very much an affordable person, so I usually just grab whatever is at my local beauty supply store or Target or Ross or Kmart or Walmart, or the list goes on and on. But usually if I can find it on ground, that's where I pick it up from, as a powder brush. And sometimes this is the brush that I actually carry around like in my purse, like if I've done my makeup for the day and like I gotta go out and be around people or be out for long periods of time, like I'll take this brush as like my touch-up brush. Usually, most of the time I ain't going too far and I'm not gonna be out that long, so I don't even have to do that. A weasel hair fiber brush, and it works really good. It picks up a lot of product. It blends very nicely. It's very rare that I put shadow on the bottom part of my eyes, but if I do, this is usually one of the brushes that I pick up. And I also like to use this other brush. Yes, so this is my favorite. It's dirty, but don't worry about that. So this is one of my favorite brushes to blend out my concealer when after I do my eyebrows. Like, this brush has not let me down yet. Like, this is one of my favorite brushes. So this is usually the brush I grab to blend out the concealer under my eye. Yeah. So that has been my trusty tools and brushes tutorial. Some of the things that I like to use to achieve my makeup looks. We covered foundation brush, powder brushes, my concealer brushes, my sponges, my bronzer brushes. Of course, I like to use my hands, and of course, I love to use my sponges, my Real Technique sponges. The rest of them are over here in this little baggie over here. But that has been my kind of like the way that I achieve my makeup looks. You know, please, you guys, feel free to ask me any questions about any suggestions I have about any brushes, where you could pick up brushes from. Either you can grab brushes from anywhere, but let me know what brushes you guys like to use, what tools you guys like to use to achieve your makeup looks. Drop me some comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe and check out my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Be well, be true, be you, and I will talk to you guys soon.